The one thing every Malinois owner wishes they knew sooner isn't about training methods. It's not about bite sleeves or e-collars. It's not even about exercise requirements, though yes, those are intense. The truth is deeper, more personal, more psychological. And for many owners, they only realize it after the damage is done. If you're watching this before you get a Belgian Malinois, consider this your second chance. Your early warning. Because this breed doesn't give you time to ease into the learning curve. It throws you into it, fast, hard, and without apology. You don't get a grace period. You get a storm, and you're expected to navigate it from day one. Most people think they're getting a dog. What they're actually getting is a test. A mirror. A reflection of every ounce of inconsistency, impatience, avoidance, or ego they didn't know they had. That's the one thing every Malinois owner wishes they knew sooner. This breed isn't just a dog, it's a psychological forge. And not everyone survives the fire. Some people crack. Some people quit. And some rise, transformed into leaders they didn't know they could become. You can prepare all you want. Watch the bite work videos. Follow the trainers on Instagram. Buy the gear, the toys, the treadmill. But until you've spent 24 hours with a Malinois at full throttle, you don't really understand what it means to be on all the time. Because that's what this breed is. Always on. Always watching. Always waiting for direction. And if you don't give it, they'll take the lead. And the results aren't pretty. Torn couches. Shredded walls. Destroyed relationships. Emotional burnout. It's not a possibility, it's a pattern, and it's preventable only if you take full ownership from the start. Malinois owners learn the hard way that structure isn't optional, it's oxygen. Routine isn't helpful, it's essential. And any moment of emotional chaos, frustration, hesitation, conflict, will be absorbed and magnified by your dog. They don't just follow commands. They follow energy. Tone. Intention. Inconsistency doesn't confuse them. It frustrates them. And a frustrated Malinois is not a dog you want in your home, or anywhere near your family. They are like emotional sponges wrapped in rockets, driven, reactive, and always absorbing the vibe around them. I've talked to dozens of Malinois owners who describe the same arc. The optimism. The crash. The climb. It usually goes something like this. I knew they were intense, but I thought I could handle it. I followed all the right training steps, but something still felt off. It wasn't until I changed myself, my energy, my mindset, that things got better. That's the real transformation this breed forces. It's not about what you teach the dog. It's about what the dog teaches you. It teaches you how to regulate yourself. How to speak without raising your voice. How to correct without breaking the bond. How to lead without ego. They teach you presence. Accountability. Clarity. They don't let you fake leadership. They don't tolerate emotional instability. If you're stressed, they mirror it. If you're unsure, they fill the gap. If you're weak, they step in. Not out of defiance, but out of necessity. Because in their eyes, someone has to take control. And if it isn't you, it'll be them. And they're right. But what happens when the dog is the most stable presence in the house? That's when everything starts to unravel. The dog becomes hypervigilant. Overprotective. Guarding not because it was asked to, but because it doesn't trust the humans to lead. This is the part that never makes it into the highlight reels. The breakdowns. The arguments. The shame. The self-doubt. Malinois don't just challenge your routines. They challenge your identity. And unless you're willing to evolve, fast, you will resent the very dog you thought would change your life. You'll blame the breed. The trainer. The breeder. But in truth, the mirror never lied. It just reflected what you refused to face. And it can change your life. But only if you let it change you first. This is the unspoken journey. The transformation behind the training. The reason why people either fall in love with this breed, or crash and burn. Because a Malinois won't wait for you to become a better handler. They will demand it. Daily. With no off switch. And if you can't keep up, they will spiral. Fast. Into destructive behaviors. Obsession. Anxiety. Even aggression. Not because they're broken, but because they're too much for someone who's not ready. And here's the brutal truth, most people aren't ready. Most people want a version of the Malinois that doesn't exist. They want the YouTube highlight reel without the emotional labor. They want the discipline without the discomfort. The control without the confrontation. But that's not how this breed works. This isn't a Labrador with extra energy. This is a working mind in a rocket body, and if you don't provide structure, it explodes. You don't own a Malinois. You partner with one. And like any partnership, it requires communication, trust, and shared purpose. The problem? Most owners don't even know what their purpose is, let alone how to align it with their dog. So the dog creates its own. And it's usually rooted in chaos. That's the thing every seasoned Malinois owner will tell you, quietly, after the cameras are off. It's not about how smart they are. It's about how much they are. Too much energy. Too much drive. Too much intensity. Until you learn how to match it, direct it, and balance it with a calm, present, purpose-driven mindset, you will be outpaced and overwhelmed. And that doesn't just affect your training sessions. It affects your life, your relationships, your routine, your inner dialogue. Because when you live with a dog that never turns off, you can't afford to either. At least not until you've built the structure that allows both of you to relax, because the work has already been done. That's the gift this breed gives you. If you survive the first year, they turn you into someone better. More present. More patient. More intentional. They force you to grow up emotionally. To own your energy. To develop discipline that isn't performative, but foundational. They make you show up every single day, not just for them, but for yourself. But that only happens after the breakdown. After the sleepless nights. After the training fails. After the moment you look at your dog and think, I'm not sure I can do this. That's when the real work starts. That's when the shift happens. That's when you stop trying to control the dog, and start learning to lead it. And that's when the bond begins to form. Not over food or fetch, but over shared struggle. Over quiet mornings where the training finally clicks. Over calm evenings when the dog lays at your feet instead of pacing the house. Over the mutual understanding that comes when you both realize, this is a partnership. And it's worth every sacrifice. So what's the one thing every Malinois owner wishes they knew sooner? That this isn't a dog. It's a mirror. And the only way to succeed is to become the kind of human that mirror respects. If you're willing to do that, you'll experience a bond that makes every early failure worth it. You'll walk beside a creature so loyal, so in tune with your emotions, your energy, your breath, that it will change how you see yourself. Because you'll see yourself through their eyes. And if they choose you, after everything, you'll understand why Malinois owners go through the fire and never look back. They don't just get a dog. They get a partner that remakes them in the process. And once you've been chosen by a Malinois, you don't just become a dog owner. You become the kind of human every dog deserves. Right pointing finger emoji. If this video resonated with you, drop a comment below. Whether you're considering a Malinois, currently raising one, or reflecting on your own transformation as a handler, your story matters. Let's build a space where we share, support, and grow together. Hit the like button if this message hit home, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth, no-nonsense content that puts dogs and their well-being first. And if you know someone thinking about bringing home a Malinois, send them this video. It might not just save their future, it might save their dog.